Welcome, everybody. It's
Hey.
it is a Thursday night. It is Mondo Toy Talk. It's Thursday night, right? Yeah, it is. It's Mondo Toy
Is
Talk.
it?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And I'm back. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you? I'm assuming very jet lagged.
I'm very jet lagged, but I'm very, very happy to be back. For those of you who don't know,
Are you? I mean, you're in Japan.
Well, I'm I love Japan, and the lifestyle of being a tourist in Japan is amazing. It's basically, if you've never been, or depending on how you travel, Gabby always books. Well, this is the second time we go, so Gabby now has planned the trip twice, and she has booked where we stay, always slightly outside the busy area, so it's kind of like a little Airbnb. You wake up, I walk downstairs, I go to the 7-Eleven or the Family Mart or the Lawson, I grab my little egg sandwich.
Mondo, man.
And then, a couple other things. I walk back up, bring the breakfast, and then we start our day. And it's just awesome to have like a slow vibe in Japan, because it feels like you're in like Persona 5 or like some anime or something like that. and so, yeah, it's awesome, dude. Plus, every day is just like, for the most part, we did a lot of cool historical stuff. We visited a lot of shrines, but we also did a heck of a lot of toy hunting, and I'll be posting some of that on my feed so you guys can see what I picked up. But yeah, dude, it's so fun. But I did miss it, and I did miss you guys, and I love hanging out, and I love what we do at Mondo. So it was the first time where I was like on vacation, like having a great time, but also like can't wait to get back at the same time. It's a funny thing. So yeah.
Well, yeah, you were missed, man. But I think that
you guys did good, dude. You guys did great.
Thank you.
I checked in a couple times.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah. Thank you again to Jay at Geek Dad Life for filling in, and for Craig and Abby for filling in last week?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, for Janine. Yeah.
For Janine. Yeah, you guys did great. It was super fun to watch. I actually, because it's funny, when I'm over there, it's 14 hours into the future. So like me waking up early, you guys were streaming like, let's see how it's going. And you guys were doing great. So, but I'm happy to be back. Thank you guys all for messaging me and saying that nobody could fill the void left by my big mouth. No, but it was great. But yeah, dude, big show, because we're not only talking about our latest Mondo squad featuring Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy from that great show, Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. Yes. But we also dropped a really great soft vinyl figure for our like retro action horror line. Yes. From the Predator. So we actually dropped 2. So we'll be talking a little bit about that as well. So stay tuned because we will be doing a giveaway at the end of the stream with a trivia question as usual. And so it's going to be a fun one. Let's get into it. Start with saying hey to everybody in the chat. I see you guys. Wanted to shout out one question from Toy Box Nostalgia, who, by the way, I love your channel, Toy Box Nostalgia. You have a great vibe. Thank you for all the wonderful things you say about our figures, and I'm glad you dig them. But actually, I wanted to just enlighten you here. It's not exactly statues when we do Mondo squads. They're very much articulated figures. They're just not as articulated as maybe like our 1/6 or our 1/12 figures are, but tons of swappable parts. You can move the limbs and the heads and all that kind of stuff. And right, Hector, is that how you would describe squads?
Yeah, originally when we came up with the concept many years ago, they were sort of like meant to be maquettes, something that you would be like really proud to display, and a really true representation of the collectible. I'm sorry, of the IP, right? In a collectible form. I wasn't expecting you to single me out, so unless Peter just dropped.
No. I'm here, and I just had to get the AC on, so I put you on solo so nobody would see me prancing around.
Just like, I guess this is important. No, but yeah, I mean, so yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where there's definitely articulation. The heads always articulate, the arms articulate. It's just, for the most part, straightforward swivel articulation, and then the heads are usually on ball joints. And the reason for that is because we really want to maintain the silhouette and not break the shapes with articulation. So these are meant to be sort of like high-end maquettes, that you would just sort of like be a representation of the show that we're doing, or game, or whatever it is.
Exactly. So when you see a Mondo squad, still getting articulation, and but more importantly, and the reason we call them Mondo squads is you get, you know, a whole squad in a box. So you know, as opposed to like hunting 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 figures from a wave in a store like Target or Walmart, or buying solo character releases, the idea here is that like there are certain shows or whatever that we feel like you just gotta, you're gonna, if you get one, you're gonna get the whole gang. And so we're putting the whole gang in the box. So it's the same thing when we did Beavis and Butthead. You don't just get Beavis and not Butthead, right? And you don't just get, you know, one of the All Real monsters. You put them all. Same thing with Adventure Time. And so with Harley and Ivy, we figured this is a great idea for a squad, because if you're going to get Harley, you're going to get Ivy, and you should get Frank the Plant. And so this gang all comes together really, really rad. And we're going to talk about this set. Sculpted and painted by Tom Rozajowski, Zilu 1984 on Instagram. Awesome artist and designer. And Hector, this one came together a little differently than the usual figure sets, right? Yeah,
you know, so first of all, we've been trying to find a good property to do squads in for DC characters, right? We're already doing obviously Batman the Animated Series in 1/6, so we didn't really want to jump into that here, but this show gave a great opportunity to, like you said, put 2 of these characters together, release a cool set with a bunch of iconic moments from the show, and you know, just things that you see in the show, and and Frank, which is my favorite part of the squad. I mean, but Tom had already sort of sculpted these on his own time back in the day. Man, it was a while ago. It was like
because the show's been around for a couple of
years. Yeah. He's been a giant advocate for this show on his own, and the show's really good. I recommend you guys seeing it, and it's one of those things where I fell in love with his sculpts. I thought they're done so well, and they're just so like really beautiful sculpts, right? And so what I did, he originally planned them as articulated, you know, action figures, right? Just because that's what he sculpts. And so I reached out to him. I'm like, hey, dude, like we're kicking off this Mondo squad category, and I'd love for Harley and Ivy to be represented here. Not only because I think it's the first official time anyone's done a collectible for these characters.
I think so. I went and looked up.
Outside of maybe a Pop. I can't imagine if Pop. I would imagine they've done something.
Probably.
But you know, in their like actual representing like how they look in the show, this is the first time. So I'm glad that we were able to do that. The show's really cool, and so I was like, hey, let's go for it. And that's how it sort of came to be. It was sort of Tom just doing it on his own.
Yeah, so sculpted and painted, and you can see here on this shot here what you get in the box. So you're getting Harley and Ivy, 3 total heads for each, swappable arms for both of them. You get Harley's giant mallet, you know, swappable shoes there for Harley as well, so she can stand on her tippy toes, and Frank the Plant. So this is what you would get in the exclusive here. So to me, you know, there's that term exclusive or fail. I don't know if there's an exclusive or fail. If you like the characters and you just want to have them displayed, that's awesome, and you can get that outside of an exclusive, but these are really good exclusive features, as you'll see in some of the photos, and not to mention Frank. I absolutely love it. So going through these shots now, you can see the turns here. You know, the funny thing about this show is that it is a totally different aesthetic design from the classic animated series, like the Bruce Timm stuff, and some of the other DC standalone films. But it definitely feels like it's a descendant of those shows. It just played up in a more whimsical, humorous way, obviously, but doesn't lose. You know, sometimes when you get a funny show, the characters kind of are like very, you know, cartoonishly depicted. But in this show, I think what's cool about it is it kind of feels like a DC universe you're very, very familiar with. It's just the hijinks and the storylines are way more grounded and human, you know, in a superhero world. So the designs are awesome. They feel very familiar and classic, but just modernized and kind of updated and playing up things like facial expressions and and things like that. So you're going to see that in these designs. And now, you're looking at the box, a beautiful box designed by our own Jordan Christensen for our Mondo squads, continuing that aesthetic of the cool TV set, showing the show. And so, for those of you who've gotten Mondo squads before, this is a kind of theme we've been continuing with the squads, because, so much of it is based on our favorite shows. So you're seeing that depicted here with the TV. And I just love how it's kind of like the old TV with the turn dials on it. Really great work by Jordan. Sure. Yeah, awesome. And so great photography. This is Raul. Am I right with the photography? Yeah. Again, it looks like we're looking at a still from the show. But you can see the colors that Tom put in here pop so well. And I feel, Hector, like when you're doing squads in general, especially the fact that so many of them are based on animated shows, the color saturation, the right palettes is so important when it comes to paint applications. You've said it yourself, like a bad paint job won't hide a great sculpt, but a good paint job will amplify a great sculpt. And I think you get the best of both worlds here.
Yeah, it's what we're doing with all the squads, right? It's really paying attention to the paint, trying to bring it to life in a way that feels a little more upscale than just a standard action figure, right? And they are statuesque, right? For sure.
Yeah.
But it's also a little more than a statue, because there's a playability to it, and that's what I love about them. That they're sort of like, you can set it and forget it. You can kind of just put it on your shelf and find a cool, accessory you like and just leave it, or you can mess around and move their heads. Oops. Or sorry, I just dropped something. Or swap out the arms or whatever. So
yeah, they're interactive. Like when you get a statue, the pros of getting a statue is that, like, you're not going to see articulation cuts in the knees and elbows that kind of break up the silhouette and sculpt. And the downside might be for you that you might want to see this character in a different pose or with a different swappable accessories, and so that's usually not available in statues that we grew up around. So these figures, exactly like you said, they're interactive. They invite, like, you could set these up a million different ways, swap out the parts, have different expressions, and move those parts. So that's, I think, the big difference. So really cool choices that you have for display here. But again, great paint here, capturing the expressions and the palette of the show. Harley's so well designed in the show. It definitely has a nod to the classic Harley, and I think a nod to the film Harleys as well. But really rad to see this up close.
She has this very intense look all the time, yes, but it's also very cute, and it's also charming and endearing. So I think Tom captured it really well with his sculpt and his paint.
Yeah, it is awesome. And the characters are so complementary in their design as well. The colors, you get so much red with Harley, so much green with Ivy. And I think this is one of those sets you have on display. It fits in with your favorite superhero display figures that you might have, but also just a great art piece standalone on its own. So beautiful expressions here. Alex and Tom, I feel like just when they're designing these characters, they're so ready for great paint. The capturing the form and, for example, the hair, knowing just what's enough to depict the hair without over sculpting, over detailing it, to still communicate that animated look. It's so important with these. Yeah,
it's very hard, and I tell it to so many people that it is very hard to translate animation to 3D, because especially stylized animation that is not saying lacking detail, but just doesn't have a lot of texture or stuff that you can just fill the sculpt with, right? You have to interpret the forms, and you have to sort of know and have a little bit of a background in sort of the human form, especially if it's a human character. Anatomy, the human form, and all of that needs to be apparent there, right? Because it may look cool from one angle, but it has to look good from all angles, right? And that's something that Tom does really well. Alex is a master at it, and we have folks like Brandon that we know, and then someone who's really coming up, and shout out to him if he's watching, or if he's going to watch, Sebastian.
Sebastian's here.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Shout out
Sebastian
Sebastian
Gomez. Yeah, he's one of those other ones who's been able to really capture that animated style in 3D. So yeah, I mean, but it's tough. It's not easy.
No, it's and you're absolutely right. It's a weird thing where when you're good at doing this, you make it look incredibly simple. You know, because there's so much that you imply or convey that someone's brain just assumes, yeah, of course that's what it looks like in the show. But for example, like a lot of the times in the show, in animated shows like this, there's no nose bridge drawn in.
Right.
It's just an implied nose bridge, right? So then you have to sculpt it and make sure you don't give these people honking schnozzes that breaks up the way they look.
It has to look like how you would think it would look. You know. It's tough,
so challenging. It's cool. Yeah, so challenging. But yeah, just great designs translated into 3D here. Love the updated looks that they gave these characters. And again, like I think because they're so clean in the detail, if you have other action figures in your collection that are more realistic or more on model, these are going to pop in a big way because they're bold, they're bright. They're clean. They read great across a room. You know, as you might know, if you have our other animated figures, they pop. Like when you walk into your collection room, that kind of like, right? So these are no different. Is there any, I saw a question let's say with a mallet, can you swap either head and have it fit with the mallet or both heads? Yeah. Okay. I saw someone asking about that.
Yep.
Yeah. So both of them work. Man, that looks great. So yeah, totally different looks. I and probably my favorite piece in the set is Frank here.
It's just because we like creatures.
Yeah, we do.
We're big creatures, and he's got very much Little Shop of Horror vibes.
Yes,
I love that movie. So
yeah, I absolutely love this figure. This figure on its own would be a must buy for me.
Like, I have them right here.
Let's see it.
Because I don't. Unfortunately, the other ones are back at the factory, but I managed to snag an extra Frank for myself for now. But, yeah, he's really cool.
He looks so good, man. He's at the same time, he's very like modern in design, but it also reminds me of a toy we would have got in the 90s. Like the way they designed and illustrated it. And he just looks so happy to be standing there next to you. It's great.
Yeah, look, he's got this like little butt looking thing back here.
That's so funny, dude. Oh yeah, but hold that up closer. I never noticed that. His little head butt.
Sorry, trying to get the camera to focus here.
No, it's so funny, dude.
Focus on the butt.
Yeah, that's so weird. I never noticed that. That's so funny. Yeah, it's a great piece. So
pay attention to detail here, guys.
Yeah, all the butts. Anytime we can cake someone up, we do them the service.
Cheeks, man.
And then I absolutely love this these swappable parts that allow for this pose. One of my favorite parts of the show is the relationship that Harley and Ivy have. I think it's probably something that brought a lot of people to the show. It's very real and very very grounded for a crazy world that they live in. But it's the most human part of it all. And I'm so happy, we were able to depict this in the figure set. Tell me about this and thinking about doing this and how it came to be.
So yeah, like as we mentioned earlier, Tom had already done some cool fan art sculpts for these, right? And once I got to talking to him about, hey, can we translate these or turn your existing sculpts into squads, right? Which meant he had to resculpt a lot of parts or sculpt new parts, right? I always from the beginning knew that I wanted to include a celebration to their, relationship in the show. I think it's such a driving part of the show, and it's so important
100%.
To their lore and everything that it would be a shame not to have it represented, especially because in squads we can swap out all the parts and you can sort of have it just as a statue of them two standing together, right?
Yeah.
How you want to display them, right? And so I talked to him about it. I'm like, hey, what do you think about adding these new heads and giving them these? And he loved it. He was like, oh, absolutely, we should definitely celebrate this. And so
and it's such a cool Yeah, and it's smartly done because you need to have the swappable arms that interlock with each other. So that has to be really dialed in and precise to have the hands holding, and then have them line up in terms of height, which is why you have those swappable feet for Harley.
Yeah, that's something at first that we didn't think about. And then once he started showing me like mock-ups and he put them together, he's like, oh, I think that, we're gonna have to really articulate Harley's neck because she's gonna have to look up really high to be right. And I was like, oh, let's put her on her tippy toes and then we'll make her feet swappable.
Which is even cuter. It's like a funny, very Harley thing to be up on her tippy toes like that. I thought it was great. It's just great. And again, in the bright light, you can still see how beautiful these figures look. I think this is, especially with this swappable accessories here, I think this is like a one-of-a-kind piece and something that you're not going to get usually from another company working on these characters. It might be more difficult to include them as a set. You usually have them separately, and then you don't get tons of swappable parts. So to me, this is a must if you're a fan of the show. If you're a fan of the show, you're a fan of them as characters, and if you're a fan of them as characters, you want their relationship depicted. So I feel like this is a must, and it's awesome. So yeah, beautiful stuff. As always, you guys, these are available now at mondoshop.com. I invite everybody to go and take a look at the photos, spend some time, appreciating the work up close with Raul's beautiful photography. Tom put a lot of work into these, along with Hector and the team. So I always say they're worth viewing the way you would view a Toy Fair magazine back in the days. And if you are as old as we are, you know what I'm talking about. That there was a time where you could just slow pour over figures in magazines. And so Mondo Shop really does provide a service in that regard. So even if you're not going to pre-order it, go check it out. But if you are a fan and you want to pre-order it, definitely jump in there because they are a limited time, right?
Oh yeah, they're a limited set. And thank you for everyone who's already showed up for them. It's awesome to see a great response.
Yeah, it's been really, really great response, and we couldn't be more pleased with it. Again, just look at that. Come on. That's so good. It's so charming. Toy Box Nostalgia says, just ordered one. Excited to see these in person. Everything you guys make is magic. Hey, thank you so much. I can't wait to see your review. I know it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Yeah. And check out his channel if you guys haven't followed Toy Box Nostalgia on YouTube. He's got a great toy review channel. Lots of good stuff. All right, so moving on, we have more than just Harley and Ivy to talk about, if you can believe that. That would normally be enough for a whole show, but we have a lot going on at Mondo as always. Today, we dropped the Predator 10-inch soft vinyl figure and a variant of it. So if you go to mondoshop.com and you head to the top banner right here, you'll see the Predator 10-inch soft vinyl figures, plural. You can head over to pre-order now and you'll see not just the standard colorway, but a really cool ambush variant. And we're going to look at both of those now. So if you're a fan of the Predator or if you're a fan of soft vinyl figures, you're in for a treat here. Hector, we've been working on this for a hot minute.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, it was. I love this piece.
Me too, dude.
I think selfishly, a figure we both have always wanted in Sukubi form, and the fact that when we got the chance to do it, it was like, let's go do it in this retro vibe that feels like it would have come from that era of 70s, 80s Japanese toy making, right? That we love so much.
Yes.
We're huge fans of and respect that whole legacy of what was started over there. And so imbuing our designs with that sort of flair is always a lot of fun.
100%. You can check out the box here. Again, great design by Jordan Christensen. Awesome box cover. Such a Mondo box cover, like to have just the Predator vision with his targets right there. But also just channeling that kind of old Kenner vibe of the old figures, similar to the Alien soft vinyl that we did. Really, really rad piece. If you picked up our Michael Myers soft vinyl figures or our American Werewolf in London soft vinyl figures, this is part of that set. It'll fit just great alongside it. And if you're like an 80s collector, this is an awesome piece. 10 inches. Articulated, swappable parts we're going to look at here. But I just think this guy's adorable, man. And there's no shortage of awesome Predator stuff out there. If you're a Predator fan, you could get figures, 6-inch figures, statues, life size.
Hot toys, amazing.
Hot
beautiful.
toys. Forget it. You could have a whole room of just a Predator. But you and I, like you said, we have a specific type of figure we love to collect, and it's these throwback retro Japanese vinyl figures. So we found that lane wide open when the Predator license became available to us. That's immediately where we went. So sculpted by Aaron McNaught, who has done the other figures in this line so far. Great sculptor, another big Sofubi fan. He really harnessed all the great detail that you come to know, and it's hilarious. It's so funny to see these proportions holding up that skull. It's like Kid Predator.
Like cartoony enough, right? Or like, stylized enough, but it's still pretty realistic looking.
It's still pretty nasty. Yeah. But yeah, he captured all the iconic imagery, like all the touchstone pieces and design elements that you think of when you think of the Predator. But again, like pushed it through that filter, that lens of retro Sofubi, and amazing paint work by the great Hilary Arce, who is literally becoming a name in figure painting. I think this is like the most impressive thing she's done so far. And when you consider, right? When you consider how much work has to go into not only layering the airbrush hits on the body, the flesh tones, but the details of the freckling and the netting, that thin little netting that you have to hit.
All hand painted. Yeah. Hand paint those black lines, man.
That's something, man.
Yeah, she did a great job, and it's really cool to see the growth in that sense as well as an artist.
Yeah, no, it is awesome, and this image right here, it's just, dude, it's awesome because Aaron really captured the cuteness of these figures, but he still looks pretty badass with that expression. It's like that classic Predator Yacha expression. It's adorable, but also mean at the same time. And that's what I love about Arce Fubi, that it's always got a little bit of meanness to it. Yeah, a little bit of bite.
A little bit of toughness.
Yeah.
But this was the hardest part, I think, to get right from a design perspective, even from a paint perspective, was like, how do you not overdo it? Obviously,
right.
He's very textured. He's got amazing, colors on his face, and just like, like the little spots and the everything, right?
Yes.
There's so much detail going on. So that in and of itself was tough to sort of interpret. I remember watching Hilary do it, and we would go back and forth and be like, okay, like tone it down here or do that here. But I love how it turned out.
100%. And it's one of those things where you could be tempted, or there might be other companies that would make a vinyl figure, right? And kind of like not get the charm of vinyl figures. Like they see us doing vinyl figures and they go, hey, people just like vinyl figures, make it vinyl. I'm like, yeah, it's not that easy. It's more than just the material. It's the aesthetic that is usually coming through on vinyl figures, which is the big part of it. So it's like simplification, putting just enough detail so you get the character there, but not overworking it, like you said, with sculpted texture, with tons of paint washes and all this, and it just becomes a muddy thing. It takes a lot of like restriction and kind of like discipline to get it just far enough where you know what you're doing and what you're seeing, but not so far that it becomes like a weird mishmash of design textures and things like that. So yeah, just great. Stand out and display again. And again, if you've been collecting our soft vinyl line, if you discovered soft vinyl through Mondo, which a lot of people hit me up and say, this is one of those pieces to not miss, you guys, because it's going to be limited. It's not going to be around forever. And I just think, when it comes and goes, this is a piece that people will look for, because you're not going to see a ton of companies putting out something like this in the future, in my opinion. Really, really awesome. And just look at that. It's just so joyful, and it's all its violence. And
I think one here.
Let's see it.
So
I love that.
Yeah, you guys can, the head side, he's big. He's not small.
Yeah.
I think, it's hard to tell in photography, even when we do say it's like 10 inches tall, that it is a big figure. But yeah, I just love it. And this is an early production sample, but it just really, you can already see like how it just kind of captured all the amazing paint that Hillary got in there. So yeah, he's awesome.
No, it's just excellent. And it's funny, 10 inches is an important scale. So much of the soft vinyl figures that we collect come in around that 10-inch scale. So if you're buying from us, or if you're buying from a Japanese company, 10 inches, you'll see it's kind of like a standard size that everything lines up. So he would look great in your kaiju collection and your Godzilla collection. If you're collecting like super robot vinyl figures, anything like that's going to look real good.
Yes, someone said the Fubi Cenobites.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. At Toys and Tits is one of my most favorite things you guys have done. Thank you for that. We agree. This is Hector and I's like number one fandom is this kind of figure design. So I in a perfect world, I'd see every character done like this.
Yeah, through this lens. Yeah. Pinhead in this way would be perfect.
Oh man, Pinhead would be great. And Chatterbox. It's really, really great. So yeah, if you're a Predator fan, you never collected a vinyl figure before, you want to take a chance on one, this is a fun one to do it. I think it, like we said, it stands out in your collection, not only in terms of its proportions, but in its paint application and its material. They're very inviting to pick up and play with. Soft vinyl in general, if you've picked up the soft vinyl turtles, I know so many people who've done reviews online talk about how, and by the way, Ripster from Street Sharks, a soft vinyl, like it doesn't always have the same design look, but there's something so fun, Hector, about holding a soft vinyl figure. There's this feeling like I'm not going to break it. It's going to be okay. I can play with it. I can move it around. And not have to worry that it's going to drop. It's us this feeling of being a kid holding like a plastic figure, a rubber figure, and like, it's good.
And what I love about soft vinyl is that for us, it gives us sort of a blank canvas. Like if you guys have been following us for a long time, and me and Peter for a long time, and just Mondo in general, you can see like, even just going on the Mondo Shop site and looking at just our soft vinyl section, everything is very different from each other. Not all of them are in this super retro, proportions, sort of cutesy look, right? You have the opposite side of the spectrum with like Ripster, right? Which is like ultra detailed and like crazy design, right? But it's soft vinyl also, right? It's that designer vinyl. Or you can go to like your stuff with Godzilla, or Jesse's stuff with Godzilla, which is a totally different spin, or like what I do with Godzilla, or the things that James Groman did with Marvel, right? With Man-Thing or Werewolf by Night, or what Tommy did with Juggernaut and Doctor Doom.
Right.
Like there's just so much you can play with, and you can really just turn it into anything. And I always tell people who are working on it, or people who are into it at all, it's eye of the beholder, honestly. It's really just, does it appeal to your sensibilities or not? And that's a fun thing about Sofubi and just the soft vinyl category, at least for me.
Right, 100%. At Mondo, we feel like all great figure design is art. But some of the highest, or at least some of the areas of the figure world where I feel the art comes through the most is in soft vinyl, because the priority is the design, overall the aesthetic. So I just love it. Again, you'll see these in person, like it's not short on detail and great color application. Look at that. Yeah, the armor feels worn and it contrasts great against the fleshiness of his body. So there is a good amount of great detail in there. It's just we show restraint to make sure that it reads really well. Again, like that's an important thing. Look at that. Aaron just crushes it, dude. Aaron McNaught, huge fan.
Huge shout out. If you guys please follow him. What's his
Aaron AARON _McNaught MCNAUGHT on Instagram. Aaron McNaught.
He's an amazing designer. I mean, the design credit to him as well. He just went straight into sculpt.
That's true. We should say that he just designed it in sculpt.
And he did the same. He sculpted, like you said, the Michael Myers and the Nightmare Demons from American Werewolf in London that we put out. Awesome.
Yeah. Really beautiful. And I want to just highlight the the other variant as well, because so much of, and just real quick, again, the awesome box. I just love this thing. Jordan, shout out.
Shout out, Jordan.
Awesome work. And then going over to the, oh wait, we have some behind the scenes stuff. But before that, let me go here. There we go. Yeah. So check this variant out. So, you know, from day one, we said, if we're going to do the Predator soft vinyl, we're going to do variants, and we got to do a clear variant, you know, to capture that camouflage look.
Wait, before we, you know, I'm
okay, tell me
a quick trivia question.
Oh,
first person to put this on in the chat will get a clear, almost sold out. This one's almost gone.
Oh, okay.
Predator
ambush variant. Yeah, only 200.
So for those of you who have been toy collectors for a very long time, there was a toy line who did something very similar that we're paying big homage to. What toy line is that? That released toys of Predator back in the day. What was the toy line called? Or the company? Oh, I already saw it. I think it's Cape Crusader.
Yeah, Cape Crusader, Kenner. Right?
Kenner, exactly. Yeah. If you guys remember back in the day when they released those amazing Alien figures and those amazing Predator toys, which, by the way, I still, to this day, are one of my favorites as
easily
growing up. You had to collect the little, you had to cut out the little, what was it, like a little stamp or something on the back of the boxes, and you had to mail all the stamps if you got all of the figures to them, and then they would mail you the ambush Predator.
Right, you couldn't just buy it on a peg.
It was like you had to collect all of them, and you would send it in, and it was like, I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, it was. I don't have it anymore.
Right.
It was one of my prized possessions as a kid. It was like, so when we got Predator, it was very much like, we have to do an homage to that, and it's very much that. The ambush Predator was all clear except for his like mask, and I think his weapons. And so so we just kind of took inspiration there and just made all of his armor silver in this case, so that it wasn't just clear. And it's definitely inspired by one of my favorite toy lines of all time. So, and
that's an awesome thing. It's the same thing when, you know, we launched the Alien, we went with Mantis Alien out the gate.
I know
it wasn't like,
it was my favorite one. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it was, you know, it was when we talked about it, Hector was like shot out of a cannon, like, we're doing Mantis Aliens. We're doing if we don't do anything else, we're doing the Mantis. I'm like, hey, don't tempt me with a good time. That thing is freaking awesome. So in reality, it's not only just a love letter to Alien and Predator, it's a love letter to those Kenner figures that if you're our age, more or less, you grew up with those 90s toys. That was a majorly badass toy line, and to this day it holds up, and it had so much weird, like, violent implications in kids' toys, but yeah, that's why this figure was like a must variant. Like, we had to do it because, as you're saying, it wasn't something you can just go to the store and pick up. So if you were a hardcore fan, this might be your only chance to have ever gotten that piece. So really rad. But yes, Cape Crusader YNWA. Email support@mondoshop.com, and you're gonna get a gifted ambush Predator soft vinyl figure sent your way as soon as they're ready to ship. So just email support@mondoshop.com and let Mac know that you got the trivia question. Really good one. And super cool homage to Kenner. The silver and clear looks awesome. Thank you, Toys and Teds. Continue with the great comments, so I have to say your screen over and over again. But yeah,
another cool thing, I don't know if we didn't talk about it too much, but his eyes do glow in the dark for both heads. So it's just a fun little thing we did. So the eyes do glow in the dark.
Yeah, and this is such a soft vinyl thing. Like, you got to do your clears.
Yeah, I have it here too if you want to.
Oh, do you? Okay, yeah, look at that.
Yeah, like I love it.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
It's almost like it has like a cool, like, shine to it with the light hitting it that way. Just really great. Man, I love that so much. That's really awesome. Yeah, so like, you know, again, like, cool articulation, very retro in that regard.
Oh yeah, it's very.
Yeah, you got your arms and your heads there, and then it is a swappable head. You know, we've been talking about that.
I don't have that with me right now.
That's okay. I just wanted to call it out. And but it's just so funny. Like, I'm sitting here watching you hold this figure up, and then over your shoulder you can see Ripster, the Turtle, Shredder. Like, soft vinyl, man, is like such a fun way to collect toys, and it's such a diverse collection that we've been putting together here at Mondo. So if you
someone was asked, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Someone was
please.
asking about the alien and
how they work together.
Yeah, I mean, these were two totally different design aesthetics. So with the alien, you know, we were going for something a little more extreme because those toys were so detailed.
Yeah, it's a Groman figure, dude.
Yeah, it was, Groman and Brandon Gash, but this is what they look like next to each other.
They look great together, dude. They look great together. Because in the movies, the aliens are always a little bit more monstrous and and the predators are a little bit more anthropomorphized anyway. So I say they look great together. And more than Predator and Alien tributes, they're Predator and Alien toy tributes. So I just love them together, dude. It's such a Mondo thing to do, is to go for this, man. I just freaking love it. Beautiful. Yeah, they line up great height wise too. So
yeah, they're the same height.
Yeah.
The Predator stands a little taller because he's standing straight up while the alien is crouching, but they're both similar in height.
And who do you think wins that fight, dude?
Oh man, probably Predator. I'm always
come on. Yeah,
Predator always.
Big dumb alien roaring in the corner. Predators, before he even sees him, Predator's already diced him up. Okay. And Ryan Dole, welcome back, Peter. So tired of those guest hosts. Absolutely. No, I'm kidding. They're just awesome. And Josh says, I see Slash. Yep. Slash is coming, dude.
Oh yeah. That's going to be pretty soon. Soon, folks. And
wait till you get him, guys. He is freaking awesome. Awesome. Yeah. So again, just a great looking figure. If you get this variant, I think the red skull pops even crazier with the clear one. It's so wild. And like Hector said, that one's going really fast. Only 200 produced of this variant. If I'm remembering correctly. So definitely take a look at that figure if you're thinking about it, because it won't be here for long. Yep. Only 200 produced. That's a very low number for us. Awesome. So let's take a quick look before we do our next trivia question at some of the behind the scenes stuff. Speaking of Aaron McNaught, great sculptor, really understands the assignment when it comes to these retro soft vinyl figures. And as Hector was saying, did the design in the sculpt like Alex does so many times, like Tommy has done in the past. And so it's just awesome to see like this beautiful sculpt, just so much great detail, so clean, so readable. And then the early 3D printed models, which I always love seeing, showing the sculpt without any paint. And you already see that this is going to be a great piece. Beautiful piece here. And then this is a great shot because it shows how it lines up with one of our American Werewolf figures. And to me, this is the stuff of dreams, dude. Like seeing these come together, right?
I love them.
It's just awesome.
We said selfishly, it's one of my favorite things we do, just because of the aesthetic and my love for horror movies, your love for horror, and my love for sci-fi and these characters. It's cool to see some of them translated in this way.
Yeah, you don't usually get that. If you're collecting soft vinyl, you usually get stuff like in the kaiju world and like the Gundams or like Mazinger worlds or Shogun Wars. Or you get Kamen Rider, stuff like that. But you don't get a lot of the horror 80s action icons. So being able to get these characters in this aesthetic is an absolute like chocolate peanut butter moment for us. And here's Hillary's paint work. This is the hand painted prototype. Insane. Just insane.
Yeah, absolutely. So good.
And it's so impressive to think. So I remember we were mocking this up and I'm like, damn, this is going to be a pain in the ass.
Yes, it was.
And those little skulls are so good, dude. Yeah. Now she really killed it.
There's a lot of technique happening in this piece. A lot of technique.
No, it's absolutely beautiful, man. And and then of course, the great little buddy on the Predator, the extracted skull and spinal column.
It's funny because we were like debating, we're like, oh, should it be just not bloody or whatever, and then or should we do a little bit of blood? And then we were watching clips from the movie, and I was like, nah, just make it. When he pulls those things out, they're just red, just like covered in blood. So it's just covered in blood. And I love using for those who may be interested, it's a Tamiya clear red paint that gives you this amazing look. So what Hillary did and is basically she painted it as she was painting something that wasn't bloody. So she painted the skull completely as if it was going to be like, with all the washes and everything that the normal skull would have. And then we just like basically put this red Tamiya clear just over it. And it just sits perfectly in all the pockets and everything. And it has, and she sponged it on and all of that and just gave it that stippled look. I don't know. It's a fun painting technique to do. And I was jealous that she was doing it because it's such a fun thing to do when you're a painter.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's so awesome. So there you go. Beautiful stuff. Harley and Ivy Mondo squads up now. The Predator soft vinyl figure, 2 different variants. One of them's almost gone. It really captures kind of like the spectrum here, of what we do. We don't just do one thing. We do a lot of different things, and I'm very confident to say we do it well. And I'm so grateful that you guys always show up and support, not only, by pre-ordering so many of these great figures, but also showing up to the streams and hanging out with you guys. It's always so much fun. And I do just want to highlight, so many of you who are here. I see you in the Facebook groups. I see your collection. Hector's in there too. All of us. We love how you guys celebrate your collections and have a great time with each other, coming together over the figures. So much crazy shit going on in the world, and this little hobby of ours, this fun thing that we do, is such a great relief and reprieve for all the realities. So it's awesome to see you all. That's why I say I really missed it when I was overseas. Awesome. So let's give away a Harley and Ivy figure set, Hector. I'm gonna do a trivia question. I don't think this is a hard trivia question. This isn't one of those Alex Brewer like grad degree. You got to be watching from day one and have watched every episode 17 times. I'm gonna give it to you easy. Celebrate coming back. Who's the voice actor who voices Frank the Plant?
Full name of Frank the Plant.
Yep. Looking. And I go by my chat. So for those of you watching on your own, you always see your name come up first.
We go through the chat here.
There it is. Real fast. Nick D N4U is the first one I see on my end. JB Smooth, the great, the amazing JB Smooth. He's hilarious. Huge fan of him on.
Girl.
Toys are our box set. Our Harley and Ivy Mondo squad, and he commented like, I'm gonna need one of these. So I hit him up, and we're gonna send him one so he can have his own.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you were chatting with him.
Yeah, super cool guy.
I love him in all the Spider-Man movies, man.
Oh yeah, exactly. He's just awesome and everything, dude. So congratulations.
Come on.
Yeah, it's the best. Nick D and for you. Support at mondoshop.com. And let Mac know that you got the answer right. And you're going to be getting your Harley and Ivy set. Congratulations. Awesome. All right, you guys. Well, thank you.
Some real quick before we go.
Yeah.
I'm going to answer some questions here.
Oh, that's right. Because this is Hector. This is the segment we call Hector Talks. Loose lips, sink ships. So get your questions in, and we'll see what Hector will answer.
Ask your questions because I'm paying attention a little bit. But there's some folks asking about. One I just saw right now, Leatherhead. So stay tuned. At some point this year, I'll be painting it. Actually, I'm actually painting it this week. So. Oh,
okay. So there you go.
Yeah. So I'm painting this one. I felt like being selfish on this one and being Leatherhead.
That's an awesome one.
What else did I see here? There was people asking.
Is Rogue shipping soon? Josh Frost is asking.
Savage Land, right? Yes. Okay. Soon, I think in the next month or so.
Updates on Batgirl.
Oh, keep your eyes peeled. She's coming along. She's going to be coming along.
Urban Aztec Mothra. People are asking.
Stay tuned. Follow very soon. I'm going to say very soon. So
very soon.
Keep your eyes peeled. Very soon for Urban Aztec Mothra. Another one that we teased this week was Triclops. The response was huge. He has a big fan base, Triclops. So
yeah, people have been saying it.
Yeah, keep your eye out for
very soon
on that one. TMNT Leo.
You guys aren't ready for this damn figure, man.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say that right now.
I know we say this a lot.
No, Hector, this is not overhyping, dude. This is legit the best Leo figure I've ever seen. I don't give a shit, dude. I will say it. It is the best Leo figure I've ever seen. Kucherix, Brandon, Mark, dude, this is, and I just can't wait for you guys to see everything. The photos are next level. Raul is just
on it. The figure is one of the best we've ever done. I can say that with full confidence. That and Donnie, and oh man, it's, if you love the turtles and you guys, I feel most of you probably do, you're gonna geek out over him. He's really great, and very soon. Very soon. Yeah, very soon. So keep your eye out because there will be something going up on socials in the near future. And then someone asking about Shredder. Don't worry, that Shredder also really bad.
Shredder's. You're not ready either, man. Because that one, no one's even seen the sculpt. They've only seen the concepts, right? We've never shown the sculpt off.
I think we shared an image of the helmet.
But not like in physical form.
No.
Dude, it's so good. That's another one. Like the Kucherix laid the groundwork. Brandon took the sculpt up to 11.
Yeah. The stuff he did with the armor and with
there's
the sword handles, everything.
Dude, when you guys see the sword handles alone are worth the price of the whole thing. It's so good. Let's see here. Lizard. People are asking about Lizard. Give me Lizard release.
What I can tell you guys is that one of our freelance painters, we call him Beardy, but Sean Ackers, he's
Scott Akers.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Scott Akers. Sorry.
Yeah.
He's done a great job, and that's in the works. So.
You guys know I demanded the Lizard figure. I cannot wait for you to see it. It is a dream figure for Lizard fans. I dare say best Lizard figure ever made.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Rain Gash and Sam Hain should be shipping pretty soon here. For those of you who don't know, there is something called the Lunar New Year. So a lot of our manufacturing friends and partners do take a good sizable time off, which is amazing, that they get to celebrate for weeks. And so that means that our manufacturers are closed for several weeks during this period. And Ray and Gash are finished, so they should be shipping in the next couple months. I don't know the exact date off my head, but they are very close.
Yeah. Awesome. I don't know. Yeah. Figure report. Listen to me. You tell me when you see the Leo and you see the Lizard figure, if I was even slightly overselling it. I'm happy to hear it, but you'll see. I'm actually underselling it. Believe me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what else? Anyone? Rocco's Modern Life. Don't worry, in the works.
Yeah.
And we've stay tuned. It's coming. He's coming. They're coming. That set is coming in the next couple months.
There you go. That's an update.
Same with Goofy movie.
Oh, and wait till you see that, man. That looks so good. Mm-hmm. And that we're gonna have to have Sebastian on and talk about that one.
Yes.
Awesome. And okay, anything else you want to answer there? Hey, dude, squads.
Oh my god. I was just talking to him we were chatting on Instagram about this. It's like, man, it's like that or like salute your shorts.
Ooh, I always put them two together.
I always used to mix them up too. Or remember Pete and Pete?
Of course, dude, do I remember Pete and Pete? It was the second time my name was cool growing up. It was Peter Parker and Pete and Pete.
What about Peter Venkman?
Yeah, but it was already like, that's true. Peter Venkman was good, but no, he never got referenced. Yeah. Pete and Pete is the best. I would like Artie, the strongest man in the world. So awesome stuff. Like, oh, here's one. Do you plan on doing more Beavis and Butthead figures?
I mean, there was a huge response to them, and we were so happy with like people who love the figures and just working on them. So it's just at some point, just not this year. I'll say that.
Yeah. What's the first con we're doing? It's Comic-Con, right?
I think it's Comic-Con, but
yeah,
it might be something before or
Yeah.
something we do. But for now, Comic-Con. But Comic-Con's going to be big, and I think we were teasing it last week, but there's a lot.
Sick. Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. All right, I think that's it. If not, Hector's going to say something and get us all fired.
Yeah, I'll get in trouble.
Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, remember to subscribe to the channel if you're not. I always see new names in the chat. The stats show that like 50% of you watch but don't subscribe. That's totally fine. But if you like it, this is the only thing we do on the channel. You might as well subscribe. We do giveaways. We do sneak peeks and reveals and deep dives like this. So it's I think it's a great fun toy hang for sure. And of course, you can always ask us questions and try to extract secrets from the creative directors here. But again, it's going to be an awesome year. It already is kicking off great with the releases we have. And we're just getting started, you guys. Like, seriously, we're just getting started. I think this is going to be the best Mondo year ever. And that's a high bar. So stay tuned for that. And we will see you next week with our next Mondo Toy Talk with some really, really awesome stuff coming. And hope and look forward to seeing you guys there.
All righty.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you soon.
Later. Thanks, everybody.